There have been many attempts by the manufacturers to come up with a small SUV, and I must say most of them have failed. Firstly, there is the Maruti Suzuki Ignis, which they call as the urban SUV, but in reality it's a small hatchback. And then there's the KUV 100 by Mahindra, and I would actually call it ugly. And this time Tata Motors has tried its hands on a small SUV which can compete with smaller hatchbacks. And Tata Motors has done quite well. It has given the Tata Punch a traditional SUV look with a upright bonnet and a Harrier inspired front with high ground clearance of 187 millimeters and a lot of cladding on the sides to make it look butch. At the front, the Punch gets Harrier and Safari inspired LED DRLs. The turn indicators are also present besides the LED DRL. The headlamp is present on the lower bumper with projector headlamp for the low beam and halogen unit for the high beam. Just underneath are the fog lamps. The upper grille is finished in glossy black paint with a tri-arrow design, and the tri-arrow design is also carried over onto the lower dam. Coming towards the side, there's a lot of black cladding on the fender and on the door, which is carried over towards the rear bumper. Then we have 16-inch stylish looking alloy wheels which are wrapped in 195 by 60 rubber. Now the ORVMs are also finished in glossy black paint with LED DRL, and the ORVMs are electrically adjustable and foldable. There's the request sense for a keyless entry. On the top there is a usable roof rail covered in black, and the rear door handles are integrated near the C-pillar. Coming towards the rear, the Punch gets wraparound tail lamps with a tri-arrow design finished in LED. There is no variant badge at the back, and the rear camera is included just beneath the Tata logo. There is a Punch nomenclature underneath and a black bumper with usable air dams at the bottom. Now the Tata Punch is being targeted at the SUV market. The Tata Punch gets some SUV capabilities as well. It has 20.3 centimeter approach angle and a 22.3 centimeter ramp overhang. It has a 377 millimeter of water wading capacity and 187 millimeters of ground clearance. Now the Punch is powered by a 1.2 liter Revotron petrol engine with 86 PS of power and 113 Newton meters of torque. It is mated to an AMT transmission and a manual transmission, and both are 5-speed. The AMT transmission is certainly special on the Tata Punch because it gets all terrain mapping as well, which provides better power delivery at higher altitudes. On the inside, the dashboard looks quite impressive. It is finished in black, grey and white color combination, and the white patch which runs along the dashboard has tri-arrow design on it. The plastic quality seems decent even though they are hard plastics, but the touch and feel of the dashboard is quite impressive. The instrument cluster and the steering wheel has been carried over from the Altroz, and there's a welcome addition of cruise control on the right hand side. The seats are comfortable and the driver's seat gets height adjustment. There's ample support for the thigh as well as lumbar. At the rear, the front seats have back pockets for storage. There's decent amount of legroom and even headroom. But one thing to note is that the bench is quite upright, and that might be uncomfortable on long journey. The rear passengers get center armrest but without any cup holders. So we are driving the AMT variant first. Tata Punch is available in 4 variants, and it is available with AMT as well as manual transmission. At first, when you start the 3-pod engine, it vibrates slightly and then settles down. But there is a little vibration that can be felt near the brake pedal, and that too even while idling. This was present on the Tiago 1.2 and it is present on the Tata Punch as well. I was hoping the Tata would have solved this vibration issue at least on the Tata Punch. Being a 3-cylinder engine, it is on a noisier side. And if you are used to a 4-cylinder engine, which is more refined, you will find this engine towards the harsher side. Driving is comfortable thanks to the upright bonnet. You can easily find the bonnet while you are on the driver's seat. The steering is also quite comfortable and it's on a lighter side. And the shorter footprint makes it easy to drive and park in city conditions. The best part of Tata Punch is the suspension. It is nicely tuned, there is no thud noise, and it is quite comfortable. But to control the body roll, Tata has tuned it on a stiffer side. But it is not bone-jarringly stiff. Tata claims that the AMT transmission is an improved one and also gets first in segment Traction Pro. There is significant amount of head nod while gear shifts happen, yet it is slightly more controlled than what was present on the Tiago 1.2, but it is still significant. At times the AMT transmission gets confused while downshifting in stop and go traffic when you urgently need to downshift from second to first. Due to the lighter weight, power to weight ratio has also improved. As compared to the Tiago 1.2 with the same engine and transmission, the AMT transmission has significant head nod between first, second and third gear, but it is on a smoother side while shifting between fourth and fifth. The transmission shifts to second gear at 10, third gear at 20, fourth gear at 30, and the fourth gear is quite long and shifts to fifth at 60. This happens in the city mode. Once you activate the eco mode, the engine response is quite dull and the gear shifts start happening quite sooner than expected. It shifts from first to second at 10, then 20, then 30, and at 50 it shifts to fifth gear. One significant thing that you should know is that the brakes lack feel. The initial bite is quite less, and then suddenly the brakes kick in. They are not progressive enough, and one would take a lot of time to get used to it. In my opinion, I would drive on the city mode. It is more eager, the engine response is quite well, and the eco mode really does the response. Now the sports mode is not present on the Tata Punch, so I guess the fuel efficiency would not be that much affected on the city mode. We will now drive the manual transmission. As this is the first drive of Tata Punch, we would not claim any fuel efficiency figures. But the trend for Tata has been that they are tuning the petrol engines quite well recently. And the other significant thing that you should know is that this is based on the same Alpha platform as Altroz, and it is expected to achieve good safety ratings. So now we are driving the manual transmission. Overall, the quality of the car is same as the AMT variant. One thing that should be noted is that the clutch is super light, but there are certain quality issues that I found out on the manual transmission. For example, the ORVM, it rattles like crazy. In the city traffic, the Punch comes with automatic start-stop system, so you just need to release the clutch and the car will start again. Engine is quite noisy even for the manual transmission. There is vibration on the clutch as well as on the brake pedal. The AMT variant was smoother in this part because there was no clutch pedal. Overall, the drive shifts are smooth, but you can't really compare it to the levels of Hyundai or a Maruti Suzuki. Engine is even more noisier for the manual transmission because you rev up to a higher RPM before you change the gears. In one way, I would say that the AMT transmission fared much better than the manual transmission was, that the gear shifts were on time before even the car could shudder, but there is a lack of power on the second gear. So if you try to pull the car at a low speed of 10 to 15 on second gear in manual transmission, the car shudders like anything. So you need to be on the right gear. It won't really pick up from low speeds on a higher gear.
Do is I will just take you through the obstacles which we have, and also to show you demonstrate you basically how the car behaves on the off-road track. What we are saying is this is not just only a city car. On a weekend getaways, I mean, somebody who wants to take it outside for a off-road trail or something like a wildlife photography or something, doesn't have to look for a second car. This fits for all. So let's see how this car goes. So this is the first obstacle, the side slopes, side incline park. Always do it in first gear.
Yeah.
Slow, comfortable, easy. Comes off well. We're heading towards the second one, the ridge crossing. There's quite an aggressive left dip over. You'll find the rear right wheel lifting off.
Right.
The rear right one is lifted. There is good turning circle also. Comfortably, I've taken a turn. I'm taking a U-turn towards the next obstacle, third one. There's a rock climb, or rock bed, rock crawl. See how pointed the stones are.
Right.
In a hatchback or a similar kind of car, hardly people will, get into this. What we are trying to show here is, number one, the tires are selected in such a way that the tires will not get cut on such kind of a road. Number two, the ground clearance, where we have given 190 mm, it will not scrape anywhere. And number three, the suspension, the way we have tuned it, you'll feel comfortable while riding on such peak pointed rocks. So let's go. And even the drivability part also. I'll not accelerate that much to take you through this. So you'll comfortably crawl and go. I'm hardly 10% on the pedal, mostly on clutch. How was it? This is also just to show you the ground clearance thing. Now we are heading towards the next obstacle called articulations or the axle twisters. So these are very big potholes. So here we are trying to demonstrate you again the angles in such a way designed that it does not scrape the bumper anyway. The underbody part also. You have to go very slow. Approaching the now the left wheel will go inside. The rear right is lifted. Crossing, or we call it a steep hill descent and then climb. You have to go very slow, controlling the brakes. It's not over yet. More incline, even more. What is it?
Yeah.
Easy. So the car takes you from everywhere without scraping anywhere, comfortably pulls you out. We're saying there are two important things we have done it in this. One is the DynaPro technology in the engines, where we have
Better airflow. Right?
yes. So we have redesigned the entire intake system. We have taken it up, so and taken it very closer to the grill.
Yeah.
So what has happened is, the fresh ram air while driving straight away goes into the engine.
Right.
The cooler ram air.
Right.
So every fuel particles will have more air, cooler air will have better fuel burning, and so the low end torque of the car is going to be a little better, which helps you in climbing those hills. And since we have redesigned, we've taken it up also, so it adds to the water wading capability also.
Yeah.
We have tested to 400 mm. But we are saying 370 is something comfortably can do. So now this is again a steep incline. There is a container. We
Right.
have used that container to make an incline.
He is our expert from the vehicle demonstration team,
This is Traction Pro
vehicle
mode.
development team.
Traction Pro mode, it is a patented technology from Tata Motors. So we are going to demonstrate here. So now Saranathan is there. So what he will do now, he will just spin the wheel. Okay. Over here. So once the spin detected, so you will get one pop-up message on infotainment. Okay. And once you hit yes, they will ask, do you want to activate Traction Pro mode? If you say yes, then they will guide you. You need to press brake pedal and accelerator pedal together. Okay. Just a minute. You can see the wheel.
So Tata Motors has done a good job while designing this SUV. But coming to the fact that it is well built, the interior quality is top notch, the dashboard, the plastic quality, fit and finish, comfort, features are very well put together. But coming with certain aspects which need to be improved. The 1.2 liter 3-cylinder engine is not very refined. Plus, there is a significant amount of vibration felt inside the cabin. Also, the brakes need to be improved. They are not progressive and don't have that bite which is needed on the highway. But as we know, Tata Motors always emphasize on safety, and this Tata Punch is also based on the same Alpha platform as it is present on the Altroz, and we expect a high safety rating soon. Now, if this is priced well, we are quite sure that the sales chart will go northward. So ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, I am Shravan Rais signing off, and we'll be back soon with another first drive review.